Alright, this is quarter 3, week 7, and this week we're talking about how to use colons and semicolons in a sentence. Now, when do I use a colon? Before we can talk too much about that, we have to talk about what a colon is. A colon is the two dots, one stacked on top of the other. They are sometimes used to make smiley faces, but they also have a grammatical usage as well. So the first one is to set off a list. If I say, bring the following to class tomorrow, pencil, paper, and crayons. Pencil, paper, and crayons are a list of things. The sentence before that is just setting up the list. Okay? So I'm going to put a colon before I start my list. Now, most of the time, if I use a list in a sentence, I might say something like, tomorrow in class you need pencil, paper, and crayons. Then the list is not separate from the sentence. So like this example on the bottom, you need paper, pencil, and crayons. I would not use a colon because paper, pencil, and crayons are a part of the sentence. However, when I'm setting up a list and the list is not a part of the sentence, it's just a list by itself, then I'm going to use a colon. Usually has the word following or including before it. Second one, and we all know this, we use a colon in time to set hours apart from minutes and minutes apart from seconds. So, if I'm telling time, 5:25:24 is 5 hours, 25 minutes, and 44 seconds. If I say we get out of school at 3:10, I'm going to put a colon between the 3 and the 10. This is the most obvious one because you guys see this on your watch and your timers all the time. And then in a business letter, not a friendly letter, you're going to use a colon after the greeting. So you're going to say, Dear Sir, colon. We're going to be using this with our persuasive letters that we write. Now, a semicolon's a bit different. It's the one that looks like it's got the dot on the top and a comma on the bottom. Also, sometimes used to make a winky face. However, it also has a punctuation-based usage as well. Its first usage is to join two closely related complete sentences. So it's one of the ways to correct a run-on if your two sentences are very similar or talking about the same thing. The bell rang, semicolon, the students rushed for the door. Separates two closely related complete sentences. One of the times we see semicolons a lot is when we use the word however. I like chess, semicolon, however I almost never win. Second thing is to set off lists of items that already contain commas. So if you're making a list of items and some of the items already have commas in them, then we're going to replace the commas that we would usually use to separate the items and replace them with semicolons. So, during the game, the ladies talked, laughed, and cheered. The men played, yelled, and argued, and the children slept. Alrighty, because we have our list, the ladies talked, laughed, and cheered. There are two commas, should be two commas, within the first item of our list. So, item 1 is here. Item 2 also has commas. And item 3 is the third part. Okay, but here's the thing. Because there are commas within our items, we're going to separate them with semicolons instead of regular commas. Vocabulary for this week. First one's to revise, and we've talked about this one in class. Revise means to rethink or change something for the better. After revising the headline, the newspaper printed the article. Studious. You all are very studious for watching these videos at home this week. Studious means inclined to study or behave in a scholarly manner. It means you're being a good student. The studious student was at the top of his class. Keen. The ability to think clearly or see what is not obvious or simple. The detective's keen intuition helped him to solve the case. We also hear a lot about a keen sense of sight. Virtuous means having moral integrity. The virtuous man showed great character. Hopefully you're all striving to be virtuous in your daily lives. And character is the person or animal in a story. This one's included not because you don't know what it is, but mostly because a lot of us have trouble spelling it. Practice for the week. Copy the following sentences into your notes. Place colons and semicolons where they are necessary. Number 1 is 8:45 a.m. Number 2 says I need the following from the store: eggs, milk, bread, and cheese. The last one says Jenny loves brownies, however she can't eat anymore. Make sure you write your 20-word summary and place these notes in the back of your grammar folder.